Good evening, welcome back to the Horror Video Games. Today I'm talking about reaching 100 subscribers on my channel. So we've made it, guys, 100 subscribers. I can't believe it. I've been doing this project for, in total, about 18 months now. I launched the channel about 10 months ago. I did a lot of preparation work before I started, and I can't believe how much the project has developed. It really is staggering what it's turning into and what it could turn into in the future. I'm really amazed. Really, I'm so happy with this. All the comments I'm getting now, the feedback, and these kind of amazing kind of discussions we're getting, and it really is incredible to me. Really, that these thoughts are being generated and it's brilliant. So I'd like to say a massive thank you to all of my audience who are watching my videos every week and commenting and leaving feedback and positive feedback and constructive feedback and challenging me. I think I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for that. There are so many big, exciting ideas coming to this channel soon. I've been working so hard over the past couple of months on different ideas, different concepts, and how to execute them on my channel. And I really hope that all of you can stay with me and enjoy all these different exciting projects I've got going for this channel. And it really is quite staggering for me how broad the project has become, because I realized that in order for me to become some kind of knowledgeable video game critic, then surely I need to understand horror in its entirety as well. So that's horror film and horror books as well. So I've already read The Fog, I Am Legend, and The Shining. So those were excellent books, really great books. And I'm gradually watching horror films as well. So in time, I hope that I will develop quite a broad base of horror knowledge, which will then inform my critique of horror video games. So I thought, while I have the chance, I thought I'd talk about the origins of the channel and where it came from. So I remember playing Resident Evil Remake when I was about 15. Now, everyone knows I love Resident Evil Remake. It's my favourite game. There's no denying this. So I remember playing it relentlessly when I was younger, and I must have played it at least 20 times through, doing speed runs and practicing my routes and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't really appreciate at the time why it was so good. I just thought it was an awesome game, and I just loved the atmosphere. And at that time, I hadn't really discovered art, and I hadn't really discovered this kind of creative way of thinking, and I just thought it's an awesome game, and I put it away. And then from time to time, I'd come back to it and play it once, and then put it back, and then I played it again about 2 years ago. I started really thinking about it. I started thinking about, why do I like this game so much? Why is it so good? Why? As just as a simple creative exercise, I thought, okay, so why is this game so good? And then I just started thinking about it, and before I knew it, I was writing brief notes about why I thought it was so good, and I was breaking it down, and I'd actually started writing a thesis on the subject. So the Return to Remake playlist is actually the 5,000 words of the thesis, which is unfinished. Now, the rest of the thesis is the rest of the channel, you see. So the horror video games is actually my thesis for the horror video game genre, which I think is very exciting. So this is a visual representation of my paragraphs and essays, and the original chapters, level design, threat and safety, and the grotesque, these are all chapters in my writing as well, and they were just translated into video. And it was funny because at the very beginning of this, I thought, oh yeah, so I'll just put my notes into a blog like a WordPress or something and just drop it in there, and then that's it. I'll just share it with people like that. And then I thought, how about we make some videos? And at that time, I knew nothing about YouTube, nothing at all, and video editing, and nothing at all. And I thought, okay, so how about we do a standalone trilogy of videos? Let's do like 3 20-minute videos on Remake, and that's it. So we break it up into 3 and say, that's it. And then I thought, okay. And then what I soon realized was that there was so much material there. I thought there's no way I can cover this in 3 videos. It's impossible. And then, you know, the rest is history, really. I set up the channel and I made 17 videos on Remake and something crazy like that, and it's just gone like that, and it's just been the analysis of video games, and I couldn't be happier with this. I couldn't be happier with the development of this, and I'm learning new skills all the time. I'm just absorbing so much stuff all the time from every direction. It's so exciting for me, and also it's important to point out that in 18 months I've completed 30 horror games, and I have another roughly 35 ready to go, so that might take another 18 months to 2 years to complete all those games. So I will gradually over time accumulate the knowledge of these games, but these things take a lot of time. So, you know, I targeted the most famous horror games to start with, and these games actually more or less form the backbone of my argument. So yeah, that's the foundation of my channel. And also it's very important for me to point out a very subtle thing about the channel name as well. I put a lot of thoughts and energy into the name. Now, it's very important because it's called the horror of video games. Now that doesn't, so the of is critically important here, because that doesn't mean I necessarily have to talk about horror video games. It means that I can interpret the meaning of the word horror. So horror could mean shock or disgust or surprise or my opinion, or so this opens the channel up to massive interpretation. So I could talk about anything that surprises me about the video game industry, or something which happens in the industry which disgusts me or horrifies me, so something I have a strong opinion on. So it leaves the door open for me to talk about other things as well, things I'm surprised by and opinionated by. But rest assured, my focus will always firmly remain with horror video games, and all I'm saying is that there is scope for me to talk about other things as well. Specifically, I really want to talk about art, actually, and my relationship with art and my passion as an artist. And I think this is really going to be quite a big theme for me moving forward. And I think I'm going to keep promoting this further on the channel and try to gradually have more art sort of conversations and try and bring that into the debate, and because art defines me, really. So it's almost inevitable that I will start talking about art and video games and that kind of massive debate, and that's what I want to talk about as well. So it's horror and art and these kinds of mega themes, these big themes. So I want all of you to like not be surprised that I start talking about kind of broader themes, because I think it's very important to have the perspective on any medium, and I think it's okay for me to play loads of horror video games, but it's important for me to play other video games as well, like non-horror games. And I think in recent days I've been trying to play non-horror games, and specifically I plugged in my N64 and I've been playing Mario Tennis, and I think it was like a light bulb going off for me, because I've been going for 18 months strong just playing relentless horror games, just one after the other, and then I just play this happy tennis game with Mario, and it just flicked a switch with me. I was like, there are so many video games out there, there's so many types of experiences out there, and so the horror of video games, it could be just generally talking about the video game medium as well, and things I'm surprised by in video games. And I'm just introducing the idea that there's so much for me to talk about. So from the artistic perspective, my artistic opinion on video games and my artistic training, me going to art school, studying fine art, and it is my passion. It just runs through me. I can't help but talk about it. So I greatly look forward to these conversations and how they're going to develop in different directions. So that's all I've got to say. Thank you so much again for all of your support, your really interesting comments and challenging me and responding to me and sending the thoughts around, and it's just so creatively and intellectually satisfying. I put so much effort into my videos. I slave away at them, and to see that come back to me, it feels so good. And so thank you so much for the support. It means so much to me, and I'm utterly grateful. So many important things to come, huge elements on the way, and so that's it from me. So onwards towards 200 and beyond that. So as I usually say, don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. You can tweet me at the Horror VG. This is the Horror Video Games, and I'll see you next time.